Today we're looking at the 5 highest backflips ever landed on a hard surface. These guys have got on top of the highest tower or bridge that they could find, jumped off backwards, and somehow walked away. Now, most of the lists that I make on this channel show top tier professional athletes doing calculated high level stunts. But for this one, you could definitely make an argument that what they're doing is somewhat reckless. I'll let you be the judge. The first clip on this list comes from over 20 years ago when French stuntman and parkour pioneer Cyril Raffaelli decided to hit the most insane backflip in human history. No countdown, no hype, just a perfectly executed send, and then he walks off like nothing happened. Obviously, this is an extremely high impact movement, but he actually did it about as safely as he could by absorbing into a full squat before rolling backwards, which helped him avoid snapping back and hitting his head, which is a big risk on these backflips. Now, it doesn't say anywhere how high it is, but based on his height listed on IMDb, I'd say it's about 7 meters. And before this, the record was probably under 5. Cyril also starred in the iconic parkour film Banlieue 13 alongside David Belle, the founder of parkour, performing a number of incredibly impressive stunts throughout the film. Every time I drop a video, I get a lot of people in the comments saying that I don't make videos often enough. And the reason for that is simply that I need to work and these videos take a long time to make. So big ups Temu for sponsoring today's video. I'm super into the outdoors and they let me choose a bunch of camping stuff to open on here and review for you guys. Let's see what I got and see if it's any good. Okay, that's so good. Really solid as well, really like solid on the floor. So this is a night light that you can hang from the top of your tent. It's really light and it's actually quite a nice diffused sort of light, so it's not too like in your face. This is a 170 in one piece screwdriver kit because there's always little things you need to screw and fix. Nice little cutlery set. I mean, that's what you need when you're camping. Yeah, I just got some nice little storage boxes as well. All right, so yeah, this you can kind of hold, get some ice, whack it in this, and you'll be good for like 2 days with cold drinks. Okay, here we have another chair, and this one is actually way smaller and packs down way smaller than the other one if you need a safe space. I think you could set that up in about 40 seconds. There we go. This is a super solid little table. Oh, you're loving it. So once again, click the link in the bio or just drop this code into the Temu app to get your 100 pounds of free coupons. If you're willing to just wait a few days longer for postage, they just smash all the competitors basically. So I think it's a great choice for outdoors equipment. Not long after this, a Russian kid from a parkour group called Crazy Jump 100 went on a local news channel to give us an example of what this looks like when it's not so perfectly executed. So this was a full 7 meters and he jumped up and over rotated. So he didn't manage to properly absorb the landing, got snapped back and hit his head on the floor. Also, shout out to Jason Poule for finding this clip. His hour-long video is incredibly well researched and definitely worth a watch.
So the medics came over to check on him, but the TV host pulled him away from the medics. And then our athlete decided to prove that he is in good condition by performing a beautiful backflip.
That's all right. So he probably got concussed. But it's a great example about how this move isn't just about having massive Russian balls, but also requires a lot of technique to be done safely. The next massive backflip on this list comes from Slovenian athlete Dominik in 2013. He also made a video recounting his backflip progress throughout the years and explaining that this was his goal from the first day he began training parkour. But he lived on a farm and jumped off hay bales and balconies from increasing heights, and after 7 years of training, he finally felt ready to take on the big one. He also calculated that based on his weight at the time of 90 kilos and the 10 centimeter imprint he left in the grass, the force into the ground was equivalent to a weight of 6 tons. Apparently his knees and ankles were all fine and the only issue was a bit of soreness in his neck from the whiplash, but he avoided the real danger of smacking his head, so fair play. Actually, this one was extremely similar to Cyril Raffaelli's a decade prior, so let's put them side by side and see who did it better. So it looks to me like Cyril's execution was a bit safer as he went out more to create a better falling angle and not just fall directly down. However, Dominik's does look a little bit higher, so let me know what you think. Now remember when I said these were the 5 highest backflips ever landed on a hard surface? Well, let's just forget about that for this next clip because it is too insane to not include. Quad backflip from 4 stories up straight to his face. When people talk about the glory days of Russian parkour, this is what they mean. This is the standout clip from a whole era of Russian madness into snow, so big up man like Ivan Kisil. But it wasn't just him. Have a look at this equally ridiculous triple cast from the same height. Or this triple backflip by Sergey Myasnikov. I could show you these clips all day, and actually if you go to this guy's personal YouTube, there is a hilarious gem from 2011. How did he land? Who are these people? So many questions that will forever go unanswered. The best of these videos were posted to the infamous Parkour Clan YouTube channel, which was a collective of more than 50 of Russia's craziest parkour athletes. And it just so happens that the owner of that channel is responsible for the final clip on our list, which is the most iconic clip from this whole era of Russian madness. The first ever double layout backflip stomped outside. That's 2 backflips with no tuck and about as good a landing as you could hope for. And the shaky thumb in the frame filming all just add to the ridiculousness of the clip. Every time I talk about iconic stuff done in the history of parkour, people bring this up, but most people don't even know who did it. Well, it was a gentleman by the name of Vladimir Khrisantov, known more commonly at the time by his online persona Arhangel and now VovanBloger. And this dude has countless bangers to his name, including this insane drop which I didn't include in my top 5 drops video because I couldn't see the landing and I wasn't even sure if it was real. He did his famous double layout at the iconic Moscow Bridge spot in 2011, and rumor has it you can still see his footprints in the ground. But I'm not one for rumors, so I wanted to check for myself. And although they've redone the grass, you can clearly see a darker patch where he landed, and what looks like it might be a footmark. However, it has probably been several years since the last Street View update in Moscow, so if anyone's been there recently, drop a comment. It's also hard to say exactly, but it looks like between 5 and 6 meters high, so admittedly not as high as the previous flips. But with 2 flips and no roll to absorb the impact, I'd say this takes the cake for gnarliest backflip on the list. However, Vladimir did inspire a number of others to do knee-destroying layout double backflips, and some of them might have one-upped him, including Lithuania's Osvaldas Gedrimas, aka Oswa HD. Or Vladimir Koldaev, aka SonicVova, who famously hit a 5.5 meter dub lay to grass and on his second attempt managed to land it with no hands and without a roll. Or there's even France's Brice Poule, who did a perfect 6 meter dub lay in Bilbao, Spain. What? Brice did this as part of Project Next Gen, a feature-length parkour film which brought together 60 of Europe's best athletes to all throw down their best stuff, and is still available for purchase on Vimeo On Demand. I'll put a link at the end of the video and in the description if you want to check it out. I'll also throw in the Temu link to get you £100 of coupons, or you can just search my code in the Temu app. But anyway, let me know which backflip you think deserves the top spot on the list, and what do you guys think of these overall? Impressive feats of athleticism, or stupid risk-taking? Also, please subscribe for more videos and let me know what videos you want to see me make. Until next time, cheers.
mad a savage, and me back and I'm back and it happening, ready to blow. I remember doing deeds with Deji from the street, they left me on my own.